Good, beautiful morning, everybody, and welcome to the Monday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. My name is William Michael Forbes, and I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. And today I have with me the energy of Master Jesus. It is Monday, October the 30th, 2023. This is the last time I'll be broadcasting from this location. As you can see, it's fairly empty now. We just got a few more things and we're out of here. What he wanted to talk about is about this concept about raising the dead. It's been terribly misunderstood, and we're going to try and give some clarity to the truth of what he meant by that statement about the concept of raising the dead. Isn't about taking somebody who's physically died and then raising them up to be back alive in their physical body. Raising the dead is about liberating an individual from the limitations of the world, to no longer be bound by flesh nor mind, but to be free in the Spirit of God. It's what he told me this morning. That's essentially what that really means. He says, many people are dead and know it not right now. Many people are dead and know it not. He said, people are lost in the flesh and they are lost in their minds. And it is time to resurrect the dead, to awaken yourself from your deep sleep in the red clay. You must understand that you came to this world to be of service to it, not to indulge in the functions of greed, power, authority, and control. You came here to be a caretaker of the world, with your brothers and sisters in spirit. When I say your brothers and sisters in spirit, I mean those of you that are also, like I, awake, recognizing that your work is not for the pleasures of the senses, for the flesh and its aggrandizement, but it is for your freedom, the freedom and well-being of others. You did not come here to suffer. You came here to prosper. The understanding of prosperity is that life is grown and nurtured and cultivated abundantly for all. Life is not a function of suffering, but a function of love. If you understand that life is a function of love, not a function of suffering, you can begin to turn away from your suffering, turn yourself back to heaven, which is here and now. And what's really been standing out for me from everything he's saying is that literally we are so caught up in, oh, how beautiful I am, and I look this way, and we got all this stuff going on about me, I generation that's happening. And he says that is you're putting yourself, you're putting God into a back seat. You're putting life and love into a back seat for your own sake. It would serve you much better to serve the spirit than to serve mammon. The word mammon, in the context he means it right now, is the flesh, that you believe that your body is the sole source of your life and your identity. Your life does not come from flesh, it comes from spirit. It's important you understand that. Your life does not come from flesh, it comes from spirit. The pleasures of your senses are not of the spirit, they are of the flesh. It's important to make the distinction between the two. Raising the dead is a movement that is underway upon the world right now. Hosts of angels are arriving to resurrect those who have eyes to see and ears to hear from their deep, deep death in the flesh. He keeps emphasizing that we are so caught up in matter as being the thing that we should be worshiping. We worship money, we worship the body, we worship intimacy, physical intimacy, we worship the senses at the expense of your life. And you'll die in the flesh and not be reborn in spirit. He says the function of reincarnation, you get a chance to come back, you can keep coming back and keep coming back until you awaken. You will never be abandoned by the spirit, but you can ignore it, you can deny it, you can pretend it does not exist. So this function of raising the dead is really important for you to understand that you are in this position right now. We are all in this position where we get to choose between spirit or flesh. That you came to this world to be of service to it. He keeps emphasizing that. You came here to this world to be of service to it, to the creatures, to the fishes, to the trees, to the birds, to one another, to learn to serve from the spirit's perspective of being and not from the perspective of your idolatrous functions. That is to place things that are more important than the very giver of your life. He says it's a very short and simple message. You must understand that there is a clear distinction between God and mammon, the flesh and the spirit. To awaken yourself, to be raised out of the dead, means you recognize the distinction between the two, that you recognize your divinity that is within you. The kingdom of God is within you. It's not in the food, it's not in the drink, it's not in anything out there. It is literally within you. It is within you. Yes. He's saying this world is very unique in that many people that come here because they are in the process of awakening, returning to spirit. He says many people have been cast down to this world because they looked away from the divine. They worship the things not of the spirit. They worship the things of the flesh. It is important you make this distinction between what you are and what you are not. If you do not make this distinction, you will remain asleep, in a very deep sleep. Some of you are in very deep sleeps. Yes. And so this process that we're in right now is universal. It's called the process of ascension or awakening. And it's really important you understand what is occurring as it is occurring. You are not your body. And if you look at what's going on in the world, everybody's making about the body, how I look, my sexuality, how I appear to the world. Does everybody like me? He says, that is death. You abandon the spirit if you embrace the flesh fully as the self. You will abandon the spirit if you embrace the flesh as the source. He's saying that there's a great travesty that is coming to you. And it's important you understand that travesty, that you might avoid it for yourself, that you might awaken those you love to the truth that the spirit, which is within you, must be rediscovered. You can resurrect yourself from death by recognizing the spirit. The difference between flesh and spirit becomes very obvious. Flesh is all about what you think you are not. You are not the flesh. You are in the flesh, but you are not the flesh. Excuse me here. I got a super chat here on YouTube. I'm going to answer this super chat. I feel the call to have another baby very strong. Is there another soul wanting to join my family? Advice for me regarding my fertility. He wants me to say to you, you must celebrate the child, not for thine own sake, but for the child's sake. Many of you are choosing roles. Many of you are choosing roles to make yourself more important than the spirit. If you want your child, make the child that which you give your life to. And yes, a child you will have, but make certain it is for the sake of that one and its mission to give its service to this world. The function of mother is the most noble role in this physical dimension. The function of mother is the most noble role in this physical dimension. The role of father equal to that, for both in their way are designed to raise the child to know the spirit, to go into service of the spirit. And I'm not speaking of your modern religions and churches that you created that often defile the truth of the spirit and place a medium between yourselves and the spirit which is within you. It is the love of the Spirit that must come first and foremost within you. You cannot find redemption but within you, through you. And I do not mean your body. You cannot find redemption through the flesh. You find redemption through the Spirit. Understand the distinction. There is a clear distinction between the flesh and the Spirit, your life and the life of the world. But the role of mother and father are sacred. They are the most sacred roles on this world. Honor thy mother and thy father, and honor thy God as well. The misunderstandings of what you think God is must be clarified as well. God is not something that is divided. It is unified. It is within all equally. But one must recognize it to have it revealed. One must have it recognized to have it revealed. You must recognize it within you. You will not find it in this world, although it is within the world, but you will not find it in the world. You must go within, beyond the mind, beyond the flesh, that you may see. Seek it out. It is within you. Turn away from the thinking mind. Turn away from sensation. Turn away from these false idols, these other people that have placed themselves seemingly above you with their treasures of earth. For that is all they will have, are treasures in earth. They will not have the treasures of the Spirit, which are immortal, but they will have the treasures of the earth, which are not. The treasures of earth will reap you nothing but death. The treasures of the Spirit will reap immortal life for you, if you understand this. But it's important you know that even in your death, you shall not be forsaken. Even in death, you shall not be forsaken, for the Spirit will always remain with you until the time you awaken. Until the time you awaken, time you awaken to it within you. Cool. Someone's asking here on YouTube, I still don't know what my purpose is. Am I honoring my contracts? Sorry, Master Jesus is giggling at you about the idea of contracts. If you serve love, you are fulfilling the Spirit's law. If you are serving love, you are fulfilling the Spirit's law. If you serve your fears, you are serving a different master. There are only two masters. There is love and there is fear. One you would call what your modern language is the devil, and the other you would call the God, the Spirit. But you can only serve one. But if you are serving love, you are serving God. Do not confuse the term love with the misconceptions about relationship. Do not confuse love with something that's a sensation because it tastes good or it looks good or it smells good. Do not mistake pleasure for love. Many of you are mistaking pleasure for love, and none of you recognizing or experiencing love, which is why so many of you are struggling, because you believe that you will find in the flesh what the Spirit will give you in greater abundance. Yeah, I like that. Thank you so much. Drusilla, thank you for that super chat. And thank you too, Rachel. Drusilla is saying, can you assist me with my purpose? Am I honoring my plan? I don't remember yet. All I want is to wake up and do my job properly. I will say to you again, little daughter, it is important you understand that if you are serving love, you are serving God. If you serve love to your neighbor, to the trees, to the birds, then you are serving God. You are in your purpose. The function of love is the purpose that God has placed in your heart, to love one another. That is the purpose. Love is the purpose. Many of you confuse the understanding of what love is, and you have been misled by the dark ones who would tell you that something that tastes good is love, something that feels good love, that sexual intimacy is love. You have been misled in your understanding of what love is. that if you look a certain way, that you will come closer to love. Understand that the function of cleanliness is very different than the appearance of things. But your function of love is your purpose. Understand, your function of love is your purpose, all of you. What will love say? What will love do? What will love be in any moment? In any moment, what would love say? What would love do? What would love think? Consider these things, and you may find the light. For through love's expression will you align yourself to the Spirit, for the Spirit is of love. And you may call it God or divinity or what you may, but it is truly what it is. Question, super chat from Gigi. Thank you, Gigi, JJGG on YouTube. Although I've asked myself, could you please ask Master Jesus to send me healing energy so I can physically feel better? Thank you. He's transmitting this energy to you. He's saying, what faith have you that you would turn to me, not knowing who I am, and ask that I would give you healing? And I shall give you what you ask for in faith you have asked me. I direct that to you now. Wow, my hair is literally standing up on end. I hope you're receiving that. I don't know if you can see that, but my little hair is standing right up on end. Fascinating. Thank you so much for requesting that, JJGG. Yes. Yes, he says this is an act of great faith. For you ask in knowing. You do not ask in fear. You ask in knowing. You shall be answered. You ask in knowing. You shall be answered, and you shall be answered. That's beautiful. Beautiful, everybody. For those of you that are just arriving, I've got the energy of Master Jesus with me, and like my hair's just been standing on end now for when people start asking for healing. His energy just comes right through, and it will go straight to you. And JJGG, please share your experience with others, what you've received from the Master, please, because I felt it leave through my body to you. So it's really wonderful. Yes, he says the Spirit can come through you if you dare allow it. But that which you would cling to that is less than love shall be purged from you. That which you hold dear that is not of love shall be purged from you. You must be willing to surrender what is false for that which is true if you wish to find the resurrection. If you wish to be raised up from the dead, then you shall find your peace. Wow. Thank you so much. You're welcome, Drusilla. Hello, Amanda. Good to see you today. I have experienced trauma from my father and brother, but am still close. Hi, Mike. How you doing? Trying to read the whole question. Listen, you really need to get close to your divinity. I mean, what he's saying about raising the dead, right? Like you can literally, you can save yourself as well, you know. Turn away from fear. Turn away from the senses. Turn away from the things of the world that seduce you, and return yourself to the love's function. What were the words you said earlier about raising the dead? It's important you understand that raising the dead is not the figure that you think of as bringing a body that has died back to life. It is raising the soul from the deep sleep in the ignorance of the flesh or the red clay. To believe that you are simply of flesh is to deny the spirit. And in that you believe you are but flesh, in that you are dead to the spirit. Dead but not dead, you are the living dead. So you must resurrect yourself. Turn away from the things of this world and turn your attention to the spirit. Turn your attention to love and the acts and the words and the thinkings of love. Turn your attention in this fashion, and you shall be raised up. Love will raise you to the spirit. Yeah. He says there's not really much more to be said about it than this. Raising the dead is not about raising a physical body out of a grave. It's about raising the soul out of its misguided illusions of being just a body, that your body is your source of your identity. And literally awakening you to the spirit is literally raising you from the dead. When you become aware of the love, the joy, the compassion, the bliss that the spirit feels towards you, then you will surely have your eyes opened, and you will see, and your ears will open, and you will hear. Yeah, he's just shaking his head and saying, there's just too many people that are so caught up in, oh, I want to have this drink, and I want to have this food, and you're lost in the world. We're lost in the world. So many of us are lost in the world. Yes. And so raising you up is the job. And there's many angels coming to this world now, ministering to those, to assist anybody seeking to end their suffering. For if you are distant from the spirit, you will find your suffering greater. The further you go from the spirit, the greater your suffering will be. The closer to the spirit, the greater your joy shall be. One is of life, one is of death. And that's, from my perspective, that's a very simple thing. I know I've certainly spent a lot of time in my past living through the body as if the body was the source of who I am, thinking that the body was where I got all my value and meaning from. It's not the truth. The body is temporary, the spirit eternal. And if you cling to the flesh, you'll continue reincarnate. If you make the flesh and the things of this world more important to you than anything else, then you will be living dead, basically. You're going to be living like you're dead, but a living dead, a zombie, basically. And he says most people on the planet right now are in that phase where they're dead and know it not. Anyway, it's my prayer and hope that we shall all awaken to the truth of the kingdom of the divinity within us. We'll call it God or call it Christ, doesn't matter what you call it. Call it the lotus of the Buddha. Whatever term, the function of love is what is most important. If you think and act and do from love, that is far more important than anything else. And you shall not die, but have everlasting life. And those are his words, not mine. That you align yourself to the spirit. You will have everlasting love and shall not die. He says it's not important how you would choose to define the spirit, but that you know the spirit. For there are many ways that men have created ways of defining the spirit, but there's only one way that you can know it. There's only one way that you can know the spirit, and that is within you. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, so also today I'm not sitting in my chair because we have no chairs here right now. The couches and everything's gone. So I'm just standing. So if I seem to shuffle a bit, it's because I'm shuffling a bit. Sacred, not when a mother is abusive. Satan sent her to our lives and now punishing us. Understand, there is darkness. This, what you call Satan, is a consciousness, a malicious consciousness that gets its life from the suffering of others. Just as God gets its life from the joy and the well-being of others. One gains from your suffering, one gains from your love, and you gain from what you gain from them. The rewards of each are different. But also, what would you choose? You can carry your anger forward. You still do about your mother. You're still feeling angry about her. So you carry anger in your heart. Would it not be more important for you to surrender that anger, to understand that some will cause what they do from their suffering, not because of you? Would you not extend your love to them instead of your resentment? You will simply contribute to the problem if you continue to judge them. Judgment is not for you to bestow upon others. It is for the divine to bestow upon them. But yeah, there is darkness. There is a literal or a consciousness called Satan. And it's a malicious consciousness that there are many tens of thousands of people in that consciousness. And then there's the consciousness of love. And there's many people in that consciousness. And if you're in, yes, he's saying what you would call Satan, if the people that are living in worship of that darkness, they are dead and know it not. And all they shall reap is death. They shall not know life. They shall not know life until they give up their death, right? They have to give up their ways, the ways of darkness, in order to liberate themselves. He's saying that anybody, no matter how dark they can become, can be redeemed, can find, you would use the word salvation, but I would say to you, you would find the light within you that is waiting for you to recognize it. Oh, coolio. Let's see. Good morning. Good morning to you too. Good morning. Someone says, I was told one of my spirit guides was my higher self. Is that possible? Absolutely. Absolutely. You must understand that in the spirit of love, there are many things. In the spirit of evil, there are many things, many states, many beings. He says that angels, for example, angels are the closest extension to God that this dimension, that we can experience in this dimension, next to himself, next to the ascended ones. What are the ascended ones? The ascended ones are those that have reached their union and awareness that they are one with the divine. I am not the first and I will not be the last. I am not the first and I will not be the last is what he's saying. So there are many people that have realized and connected and communed with God, recognizing that God and the self are one. And a lot of people that believe, or wrongfully or so, that evil and themselves are one. But you must learn love. You must learn the extension of love. Learn the extension of love. Drusilla is asking, will I not ascend if I can't quit smoking? He's laughing. He's saying, if you could breathe but one breath of my breath, you would have no desire for such a thing. If you could breathe but one breath of my breath, you would not need such things. He's saying to tell you to substitute the breath of the cigarette for the breath of God. Know that you are breathing in the spirit of love. If you substitute the spirit of man for the spirit of God, you will find your freedom. No. This will only delay it if you choose to not surrender such things. It will simply delay your return home. As with so many of you, you have delayed your return by your anger, by your shame, by your guilt, by your wrong actions. You delay the journey home, but you cannot stop the journey home. Eventually, all of you will arrive home. And home is here and now. Coolio. So that's that. Really wonderful. 7 months. Kutan is asking, how long will my dad's spirit be around? 7 months. And he's moving on. Much needed message from Master Yeshua. Thank you in advance. You're very, very welcome. I'm grateful and privileged and honored to be able to be a vehicle for these beings. I'm not a very smart man. I just happen to be able to put enough of myself out of the way to let some wisdom, a little bit of wisdom come through as it can. I'm not exclusive. You can access the spirit of Christ. You can access the spirit of Buddha. You can access the spirit of Yogananda. You can access the spirit of Sai Baba and all the great rishis and yogis. You just have to learn to get your mind out of the way. We have a masterclass series that teaches people how to move their awareness from being stuck in the body self, stuck in the mind self. You can move your consciousness out of the flesh. What the words he used? He used the flesh or the red clay, being lost in the body, right? And our masterclass series, which is channeled by the ascended masters and others, that teach us how to move our consciousness out of being lost in the body as the self. He wants me to reiterate, though, how selfish so many have become. Self-absorbed is actually a better term. Many of you become so self-absorbed with how you look and how you appear to others and what you have or do not have, and you think that will determine whether or not you are going to be more fulfilled or not. The things of this world are very temporary, and you shall not have them long. The things of the spirit are eternal and immortal. Is it not more beneficial to pursue immortality than death? And I do not mean the pursuit of immortality as many of you humans are now exploring the possibility that you think you can extend your lives for many hundreds if not many thousands of years. Only the spirit can do this. Your flesh is temporary. Have you not learned? Have you not learned? If you learn to hear the spirit, then your life shall be increased exceedingly. If you commune with the spirit, your life shall be increased exceedingly. Those that deny the experience, the only reward of that denial is death. And understand that death, again, is the surrender of the spirit for the things of this world as being more important. Wow, I like that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, he does. But again, you are in the creation. Somebody's asking, somebody on TikTok's asking, good morning, does my husband see what is going on in our lives? Yes, he's aware of it, but he's not attached to it. You must surrender. You must surrender your anger. You must surrender your fear. You must surrender your blame. You must understand how to be of service. What is love's thought? What is love's action? What is love's word? If you know love, you shall know God. If you know love, you shall know God. And the only way one can know love is to be and do and think as love. And then you shall know what you know not. And you shall have life everlasting in that context of being that state of love. I like that. Thank you so much. I want to thank my moderator who's on the road right now for posting some of those questions up. Thank you very much. Question from Diane. I like being a hermit. Is that okay for me? He's saying if you hide, you hide. If you wish to know why it is you need to hide, then surrender your reason for hiding. I understand that you're trying to isolate yourself from the evil of this world, but you did not come here to hide. You came here to be of service. What would love do? What would love say? What would love be? To be of service. So you understand in asking this question, you've revealed your own truth, that you know you're here to be of service, not to be in a cave somewhere. You're here to be of service, to become the thing you wish to behold, to become the Spirit, to become the Spirit. For it is within you to do so. It is within all of you to do so, to become the Spirit, to be one with it. That is called the atonement, at one-ment, the atonement. I like that. At one-ment. Someone's asking, will I get out of this feeling? Will I get out of the feeling of feeling stuck soon? Amanda, again, that's a great question. And what you really want to do, because a lot of people are stuck in anger and fear and guilt and shame. And they've given us some easy, simple ways to eliminate anger, guilt, and shame from your life. It's really simple. Stop attacking, stop denying, stop suppressing your negative feelings. Rather, extend your love to them. I wish to say one other thing on forgiveness before I complete with this one today. I wish to say this on forgiveness. Forgiveness is the extension of your love. Forgiveness is the extension of your love to that which you despise within yourself. If you extend your love to that which does not please you, you shall change it. You shall end your suffering. So if you're feeling stuck, it's very simple. That feeling of stuck is living in your body. It's an energy that you've acquired from this world, that you hold. All emotions are energies you've acquired from this world. And if you are attacking your emotions, then you will experience more frustration. If you deny them, you'll feel more frustration. If you love them, you shall transcend them. So turn to that feeling of stuckness, Amanda, wherever it lives in your body, Every emotion, whether it is love or fear, guilt or shame, joy, bliss, every emotion that you are aware of lives somewhere in your body. And if you understand how to move your awareness to the place where that emotion lives, you can bring your love there. You are of the divine. You can bring your love to that place where your stuckness is in your body right now. Bring your love there and say, I am with you. I shall not abandon you. Is that not what the Spirit says to you? Is that not what the Christ says to you? Is that not what the Buddha says to you? I shall not abandon you. So go to your feeling of stuckness. Say, I'm with you. I shall not abandon you. And it shall change. You shall be healed. It's really simple. It's not as complex as the man-made systems of mental health and wellness. And don't get me wrong, there's some really wonderful systems of mental health and wellness around the planet. Unfortunately, there are more problems with it than there are solutions with it. And you can see that by what's going on the planet right now. Love is the answer. A pill isn't the answer. A drug isn't the answer. Love is the answer. And nobody's teaching children how to love and honor and respect not only their own bodies, but the world around them. Now they're teaching children to believe they can be. It's just horrible. What's being done to children now. It's time to wake up. Time to wake up, everybody. Thank you for that question, anyway, Diane, and thank you too over here on TikTok. Someone's asking, how do I love family who keeps hurting me? They are bullies. I isolate too. Yeah, this is a common thing. Yours, yes, I understand. Family is not determined by your biologies, but by spirit. Family is not determined by biology, but by spirit. The spirit of love will bring to you that which is of love. Do not harbor your anger or your frustration or your pain towards them, but understand that your extension of love will do great things. Even in the privacy of your own mind, if you hold them that project their suffering onto you, if you hold them in your mind and transmit your love to them and wish them healing and well-being, wish them fulfillment, wish them joy, wish them truth, wish them knowledge, wish them wisdom, extend that to them, extend that energy to them, and you shall see a change occur. Yeah, forgiveness is about transforming suffering, right? Letting go of it, letting go of your frustration and anger, letting go of your fear, right? They're just giving you the opportunity to do that, and then to extend your love to them. And do not have to do it personally, just do it in intention, inform the intention. I intend to extend love to these people. He's saying that when you, even in your thoughts, if you wish love upon those that are your enemies, you shall be rewarded. If you wish love upon your enemies, you shall be rewarded in spirit, not in flesh necessarily. Wow, I really like that one. It's really cool. Oh, hang on, let me just, there we go. Thank you. There we are. Yes, you will. I don't think he saw the full question, but a message was still given to you directly. I see. That's happened. What is my life purpose? Please, been wrestling with this. Your life purpose is love. It's really simple. Love one another. He's saying many of you mistake love for lust. Many of you mistake love for lust. And this is perpetuating and compounding your suffering in this world. Love one another. Do not confuse love and lust. Such a grave, grave error, which is why so many of you are dead and know it not, because you live in darkness. You live in the flesh as the source. You've forgotten the spirit. You've forgotten the love that beats your heart. You've forgotten the love that ensures your food is nourishing your body. You've forgotten the love that gives you breath. You've forgotten that. You must remember the spirit first and foremost, and you'll find your freedom. Does my friend Lisa have messages for her boys? They are struggling. Thank you so much. Yes. She wants me to tell you to tell them her greatest joy was that they will grow strong. That was her purpose. That was her function as their mother. Continue to grow strong. Do not fear, for I am not gone. I am of the Spirit now. I am not of the flesh. But I shall watch over you as he watches over me. I shall watch over you. Grow strong. Be of good spirit and be good. Be good. Be of love. Tell them this. Tell them those words. Again, if they need to hear the words again, you can always, for those of you on TikTok, you can always go onto my YouTube channel and check out the live videos that are there and find this particular video, which again is entitled Raising the Dead with Master Jesus. And you can watch that message for them. Make certain the boys see that, because again, she's telling me that she raised them to be good boys and understand that good is a function of love, right? The more you do things in the best way you can, the better you become. God also tells us not to partake in mediums and witchcraft. It's demonic. So I hear what you're saying, Jenny, but also Master Jesus talks to God, for Pete's sake. He channeled God. Mediums are not evil. It's what they transmit that can be considered good or evil. I wish you much love, but you've been taught wrongly. There is good and there is evil. There are those who are of love and light, and there are those who have fear and suffering. Jesus is a transmitter of love, the divine love. Satan is a transmitter of evil and darkness. But you would never condemn Jesus for speaking to God or telling you that he hears the word of God. You would never say that. And yet he's being a medium by doing that. So you may choose to see that. I wish you much love, but you've been taught by false prophets, and you've been taught by organized religions to believe certain things so that you would not dare explore or inquire as to how the Spirit lives in you. The Spirit lives in you, and you may hear it, and you be inspired by it. And why would you deny it and think that only you could be separate from it? It is within you. It is within all. But yes, mediumship, like anything else, can bring through good or it can bring through evil. I'm very well versed with that philosophy. And I understand that because there are evil people on this planet that will do evil things. And there are good people on this planet that will do good things. There are mediums on this planet that will bring through darkness. What do you think the whole satanic and the whole gender ideology that's going through now? That's information being channeled by dark spirits. But there are spirits of love and spirits of life here too. Listen, don't. If Master Jesus appeared in front of you right now, you wouldn't know it, and you wouldn't know what to do, and you wouldn't know what to say. And if he said, I have a message to you from God, would you ignore that? Would you ignore it if Jesus appeared in front of you right now where you're sitting and said, I have a message from God, love one another? Would you ignore that? It's not just Jesus. All of his disciples learned to commune with God. And many others since then, even now, as he's on the planet right now. The Master is on the planet right now. He's not away. He's on the planet right now. Be ready, because he's coming. Get ready, darkness, because you're going to see some light. Yeah. For those of you that know, for those of you that want to know more about this, you're very welcome, JJGG, and thank you. You're welcome. He says love. He says, remember, keep your eye in the heart of love. Keep your eye in the heart of love. Thank you so much. Someone's asking, is music the right path for me? Thank you. He wants me to tell you that any pathway that serves love's function is a path laid before you from God. Any path that serves the function of love is a path laid before you from God. Do you feel love? does love flow through you when you offer your music? For it is what you are here to offer that is of value or not. What you have to offer in this world is of value or not. There are many that are offering things to this world that have no value to it, that cause great suffering and misery. And there are those that are here to offer their love, their light to this world, and they do great good. So ask yourself this: if your music is the expression of love through you, then it is of God, it is of love, it is of life. Wow, thank you so much. Yes. Someone's saying, please say more about the gender shift. What did you mean? You must understand that those who worship the flesh deny the spirit. Those who believe that the hand of God cannot fashion what is good are in denial of the truth. What God's hand has made is blessed. When you alter what God's hand has made, you're in defiance of God. You understand that the wonderful body that you are living in is unique, shall never be seen again in all of creation. Do you not understand why you do not teach your children how unique and splendid their uniqueness is? Instead, you confuse them and mess them up with lies and deception and falsity. And that is from Satan, and that is evil. You cannot make the truth a lie, nor a lie the truth, and find happiness and fulfillment. And many of you who are in denial of this truth are finding your just rewards. You can pretend that you are not suffering to others, but we know the truth, that in that place where you're by yourself, we know the truth, and so do you. Yeah, that which is true, and that which is false is false. If you teach a man that something is true that is false, or something that is false is true, you are of the devil. You are of darkness. You are of evil. Speak the truth. Speak no lies. Yeah. It's funny. Oh, sorry. Yes. Well, Christ consciousness is universal. Somebody's asking, is Master Jesus on the planet? Is in the flesh? Yes. Or is the Christ consciousness? Christ consciousness is universal. Master Jesus was one that embodied the Christ, the will of God. He embodied it fully. He recognized it. Many others have done this. A lot of people find it hard to believe there are many other beings that have realized God within. Yogananda was one. Many others have realized the God within and formed a union with it. And if you understand that, then you'll want to pursue that yourself. Like getting communion with the Christ consciousness is universal, but most people don't know it. They're so bound. What did he say? He said, you are so bound by flesh that you do not know the spirit. I think I'm paraphrasing right now. That's not exactly what he said earlier. You have to watch the replay. But that we are so engaged in the flesh as being the be all and all. The world is everything. No, the world is just a gift given to us, right? But yeah, he's here, and many others are now here on this planet to help restore heaven to earth. He says that heaven to earth is love's function through the actions, thoughts of all. Love's true function is revealed by the thoughts and actions through all. Yes. You'll know it. You'll know the difference. He's saying you'll know the difference between love and fear by what you observe, by what you see. He says, if I may, I'll use your terminology, your modern terminology. By your fruits you shall know them. By the outcomes of their will and their actions you shall know them, if they are of God or if they are of darkness. You shall know the difference. It's not that difficult, he says. Where there is love, there is joy. Where there is fear, there is suffering. Thank you so much for that. I got time for 2 more questions, and then I gotta head out and get packing up the rest of this stuff here and move on. Um, what does meditating do for us? Great question. Meditation affords you the opportunity to leave the world behind that you may reveal heaven to yourself. Meditation gives you the opportunity to leave the world behind that heaven can be revealed to you. Leave the world behind. That's what meditation gives you a chance to leave the world behind. Connect with your divinity, connect with God, connect with the spirit, connect with the immortal within yourself, and then bring that to earth, bring heaven to earth, right? Gotta love that. Yeah, for those of you that are here, give the video a thumbs up if you're on YouTube. Give this live event or any video you see a thumbs up. Share this information with other people, because not a lot of people are thinking about it. So many people are caught up in the body as being the only source of life around here. The body is the only reality. Matter is temporary, spirit's immortal. Question from Monica. Good morning, Michael. Does Master Jesus have a message for me today? Go back to watch the replay, Monica. When the replay is rendered up on YouTube, it'll be the most recent live video. And in my YouTube channel, under the lives, you'll see all the live events, because we pretty much only do live events right now. That's all they've told me to do, is just do live events. They can't be edited. There's no fancy music. There's no enticements to try and convince people of something. It's just simply information that's being channeled through me for those of you that are awakening right now. This is the time of ascension. It really is. Great question, Monica. Last question on TikTok here. Yes, that's right. He has not passed away. Somebody's saying, I'm not, this isn't a question, it's a statement somebody's made. Sanskrit Sri or Yogananda passed away a long time ago. No, he didn't pass away. He left his body. He left the world of matter. He left the cycle of birth and death, and he rejoined the spirit. But he is everywhere, all-knowing, all-powerful as the spirit is. People can go to that place. You don't need to have authority over others if you are one with God. You do not need to have authority over others if you are one with God. So let's see if this last question, or I can find one here. One that's so somebody's saying, I'm struggling with life, to be honest. Any angels have advice? Somebody had asked a question earlier about being stuck. Every emotion that you have lives in your body somewhere. And because if you know where it lives, you can go to the house, right? If you know where your feeling of stuck, if you know where your feeling of struggle is, those are emotions that live in your body. You want to go to the place where those emotions live in your body, and you want to learn how to transform them. And if you really want to learn how to do that in a safe and simple environment, go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and register for our upcoming 102 masterclass called Liberation. It's about how to liberate yourself from your thoughts and your emotions, and how to begin to awaken to the divine inside yourself, how to ascend your energy up from suffering and pain and guilt and shame. Guilt and shame and pain are unnecessary when you understand who you are. I want to wish you all much love and say thank you. This will be our last broadcast time from this location, and we'll be transitioning through several different places over the coming weeks. I want to say much love to every one of you. Thank you so much for your support on this channel. Thumbs up for the video, like, subscribe, follow, share, whatever you can to get the algorithms to push this information to other people, For those of you that are also wondering, yes, anything we ever receive through YouTube or your super chats, 10% of that goes to a group called Our Underground Railroad, which is the group that responsible for that movie, The Price of Silence. I think that's what it's called, The Sound of Silence, something like that. The recent movie, there was a lot of controversy about this child sex slave trade, and we support them and have been doing so for 5 years now. So much love, everybody. Have yourselves a wonderful, a joyful day, and I will see you guys on Wednesday and see where we are then. Bye, everybody.